guys, it is time to begin Bollocks this evening, and we are in the
Bozard Ford Studio.
Damn right we are, and we're happy to be here on this hump day. It is Wednesday, and I got to tell you about the wonderful people at Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards. Which ones, you ask? Let me tell you.
I would like to know that, please. Could you tell me how they're rated?
They are ranked number one automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater.
Thank you.
All right. But Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by the Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
Established in 2006, Solar Stick is a local portable power company proudly committed to American manufacturing, constant innovation, and creating jobs right here in St. Augustine, Florida. Solar Stick focus on providing solutions for self-sufficiency, helps users all over the world complete missions and save lives. Solar Stick, changing lives, saving lives, and reviving American manufacturing.
All right. These are the people I trust the most, and for trusted financial guidance, with a personal touch, turn to Hebert, Kresge & Associates, serving St. Augustine since 1989. With over 125 years of combined experience, their team offers expert services in planning, tax planning, estate and trust work, business valuations, payroll, and more. Whether you're starting a business or planning for the future, they deliver smart, customized solutions that grow with you. Call them today at 904-460-0747. or visit HebertKresgeCPA.com. Hebert, Kresge & Associates, where your success is their mission. All right.
When Florida heat hits, you need more than AC. You need a neighbor you can trust. That's why St. Augustine has turned to Powell Heating and Air Conditioning for over 40 years. Locally owned and operated while committing to keeping our community comfortable. Powell's team is there when you need them the most. From emergency repairs to energy-saving upgrades, they've got you covered. Stay cool. Stay local. Call Power Heating and Air Conditioning today at 904-794-COOL. That's 904-794-2665. Your comfort is their business.
I stepped on you right then. I apologize, and I apologize to Power Heating and Air because they are amazing. But I got so excited because we have so many other amazing sponsors like Meehan's Irish Pub, A.D. Davis Construction, St. Augustine Distillery, City Gate Spirits, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, Anastasia Diner, Moultrie Creek Diner, Mr. Electric, Brightway Insurance, St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, St. Anastasia Construction Group, and they just really just rock it, and we appreciate them so much for being a part of Bollocks. All right. And by the way, we do have a couple spots available here at Bollocks. I know it sounds like we got a lot, but we try and keep our sponsorships low so that we can reach out to a bigger community and not hurt anybody's wallet and still get their name out there along with us. Lenny, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing real well, thank you very much. Beautiful day.
I was feeling a little good on the ride home last night. I'm glad Blake drove.
You weren't driving. There you go.
I'm glad Blake drove. So I'm not a wine drinker, so wine hits me a little different than whiskey.
It was just delightful yesterday having Irvin and his daughter in, and they brought in some phenomenal wines. And I like listening to him talk because he knows his stuff. He's very confident. He explains things clearly. I've got a series of questions I have for him to help educate our viewers as we bring him in the next time.
Yeah, no,
vintages, storages, things like that. He mentioned a little bit about storage and temperature.
Yeah.
But, vintages, how to determine vintages, how long you can lay a bottle of wine down for, differences between laying down white and red wines, things of that nature.
Yeah. No. I mean, they're just a plethora of information. And, wine is one of those things that people study their entire life.
Yeah.
And they still have more to learn. So it's just one of those great things that we have in our society. And I mean, people complain about where we live and stuff like that. And I was thinking about this yesterday. We were drinking wines from all over the world.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
All over the world. And, one of the bottles was like $150 a bottle. And I can tell you right now, it was worth it. It was that quality of wine. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, how fortunate are we to be able to do, we're doing a job.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out with our sponsors who's getting us sauced, and we're learning the entire time.
Yep.
So how cool was that yesterday?
Hey, when are we having him back in?
Yeah, tomorrow. So
and it's funny too, because he was mentioning Gergich, and I think it's Gergich Hills, but it might be just Gergich, and it's a family-run winery. Mm-hmm. And when we were in Croatia, which has a huge wine culture there as well, and they grow some of the best wines in Europe, believe it or not, outside of France and Italy, or they'll rival France and Italy, honestly. Mm-hmm. And we were drinking a Gergich there, and that's where the Gergich family started in Croatia before they moved to California.
Oh, okay.
So it's a splinter of the same family.
So they probably brought the vines with them, or what do you think?
It's possible. They may have. I don't know how long ago, because I think Gergich has been in the coast for a long time. And they do some nice wines. Mm-hmm. But the only person I know who sort of liberated some vines was a friend of mine, Gary Eberly, who, when he was finishing...
From the Everly Brothers?
No, from Eberly Vineyards, as opposed to the Everly Brothers.
Okay.
It's a B instead of an E.
Okay.
He was actually a lineman for Penn State. He played for Joe Paterno a billion years ago. Big man. Mm-hmm. Big personality, great wines. And he was partial to the Rhone Rhines. Mm-hmm. And when he left his college program, he took some cuttings with him, planted them in Paso Robles, and he is the Paso Robles pioneer. It started the viticultural region down in Paso Robles, which is now one of the stronger ones in California. Okay. Great grapes, yeah, fun.
And I don't know, and obviously, like with the three of you guys, I was by far the least knowledgeable on wine, and I know what my palate likes. So I'm I've conquered that portion of the wine test. I actually really liked the Chardonnay. I thought it was very buttery, and I thought that was good. The Merlot probably would not be one that I would select, but it was still a quality. You could tell it was still a quality wine.
Yeah.
And if I got it with a meal at somebody's house, I'd be like, this is a really good wine.
Well, that's it too.
But compared to the other four, to my palate, that one, I mean, I keep wanting to call it Roy Hobbs, the Paul Hobbs. The Paul Hobbs, to me, it blew me away. Yeah. It blew me absolutely away. So.
Well, wine is subjective. Don't let anybody talk you out of what you like or shame you for not liking an expensive wine and liking an inexpensive wine, and vice versa. Go by your taste and go by your personal palate, which is the way to do it. Also, wine with food is completely different than just wine in a glass. Mm-hmm. So it really will complement a meal. It'll expand a meal. It's great for that.
I had it with my beer nuts.
There you go. Right.
I have my beer nuts and my
and the Bon Bell, right?
Baby Bell.
Yep. So that was all good too.
All right, we have some topics to get to, and then we have Wager Wire later. So your first topic, which we kind of switched up on Blake at the last minute, because I was like, oh, I really like that one. And your first topic, I think it was about THC and those drinks and how that came to be.
Right.
And my other topic is poverty levels.
Right.
So, Blake, what was our other, did we put anything else in the title?
So only two things besides Wager Wire was hemp drinks and poverty.
Hemp drinks
and poverty. Right.
All right. So I'd like to start with hemp drinks, because if we don't get to poverty, we can move that to people are still going to be poor.
Right. Right. And we're running out of time on the hemp drinks, because they just reconfigured the law. I noticed this because I know that some liquor stores are selling them. I know ABC Liquor carries the THC drinks. They've got a huge selection. And by the way, this is not one or two products. There is probably 20 different brands with, sublines in them, between different flavors, whether it's a root beer, a cherry cola, whether it's a lemonade, a raspberry flavored drink. Some of them are seltzers. Some of them are flavored waters. Some have 3% THC, some have 5%, some have 10% THC.
There's some as high as 25 I've seen.
Right, and that'll put you on your ass, I have a feeling. And it's not straight.
Well, you saw what happened when I did 10.
Yeah.
I was laid out. So.
See, and my curiosity with these is they're very tasty drinks, and they're in a can about the size of your, they're 12 ounces, a can the size of your Red Bull, but you're drinking them, and they're flying down.
Yeah, they go down so smooth. And this is only 8.5 ounces, by the way.
Oh no, I think they might be a little bit bigger. Well, maybe not. It looks like
I think they come in 8. I think they come in 8.5, and they come in 12s.
Okay,
and they come in 16s.
Wow.
So, yeah. Oh.
But you drink one, and you drink one, and the can says drink half the can and wait 15 minutes and see how it hits you, because as a liquid product, it gets into your system a whole lot faster than chewing it or smoking it.
Well, on the nowadays bottle, it actually says do not shoot, sip slowly.
Right.
And
disclaimers are important in that line of work.
But it's
really
everyone's tolerance level too.
Correct, absolutely correct.
I mean, there are people that I drink with. I mean, you being one of those, you and I would have the same thing, and I'd be laid out,
right?
And you'd be like, "Let's go jogging."
Right.
I don't know if you would ever say, "Let's go jogging," but
I'd walk fast.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my jogging nowadays. Unfortunately,
let's walk with the purpose.
Right. But in the 2018, look, hemp has been a product that's been grown in the United States since colonial days. And it was used for clothing, but ropes. I mean, most of the ships that were in colonial times, when the ropes were made, they were using hemp to weave the ropes.
I mean, clothing.
Clothing as well, correct. You can also make paper and a lot of other things out of it without a problem. But the 2018 Farm Bill, a couple years back, changed it. And it legalized hemp production in the United States, because for a while, because there is a psychoactive component to hemp, they banned it. And it put a lot of farmers out of work. I mean, look, we go back and forth torturing farmers in America today. Get them to grow soybeans, and then, we undercut them by having, Argentina sell all their soybeans to China, and you cut out the market for American farmers. You do cattle from other countries coming in, and it cuts out the beef industry. Well, the hemp industry had been closed down for a while, and in 2018, they legalized hemp growing again for a lot of different things, and they took away the definition of marijuana and controlled substances for hemp cultivation and commercialization. So it defined hemp as a cannabis sativa with a THC concentration of no more than 0.3% on a dry weight basis, which is kind of low. So, if you're chewing up a bunch of hemp, you're not really getting whacked.
No.
But it enabled farmers to go back and grow hemp and be profitable. And they did. Well, following the bill's passage, the hemp industry saw significant growth, with sales reaching approximately $2.7 billion by 2023.
Okay.
Wonderful. So we come into 2025, and they pass a new economic consequences bill, and it made stricter limits on the THC in hemp and in hemp products, and primarily the hemp products are, because it got to the point where you could buy all this stuff in a gas station, whether it's Delta 8 or Delta 10, because I think Delta 9 is the straightforward stuff, like in the marijuana THC.
Well, you can get the THC drinks in most convenience stores at this point.
Now, and liquor stores, and then I was surprised to see it in Winn-Dixie. But the new ban could eliminate 95% of the hemp retail market, affecting over 300,000 jobs.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, it's a big farming industry.
Come on, guys.
And the federal ban overrides existing state regulations. Now, if I read it correctly, this won't go into effect until possibly November of 26. So now I'm trying to learn what the shelf life of this stuff is.
Yeah. No, November of 26. Okay,
that's what I read.
We got almost a year there.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my question, and I don't know if you have the background, because I kind of sprung it on you like, hey, let's really talk about that. I have my weed card.
Yes.
If I have my weed card, are they going to make it available through that system, or do we not know that? Because this came from the federal level,
right,
and that's regulated from the state level. So I don't know the answer to that, because currently you can't buy this product at your dispensary.
Correct. I think the issue with that would be the manufacturing component of it, possibly, because I think the way most state marijuana licenses work is the product needs to be grown in state and manufactured in state.
That's 100% true. I know that.
So you would have to create mini industries, because right now these are national brands.
Yes.
So you would have to create mini industries where they would have to create the product, can the product, and sell the product only in one state, which would possibly diminish their market share, as opposed to making a product in Florida and being able to sell it in Georgia, Alabama, Florida, wherever. So I don't know how that's going to work. If they can retrofit their lines to do that, or if it even gets qualified under. I'm not quite sure what the motivation was for taking hemp out of the Farm Bill, or the lowering it, because
I'm sure it has to do with the holy rollers on this situation.
Could be.
I think that's where it's at. And, stay in your own lane. I'm sorry. If you don't want to buy it, just don't buy it.
That's the answer to everything.
Just stay in your lane on that one. So, I mean, I knew about the change. I didn't know exactly how that was going to affect, but you're 100% right. If it's in the state, and that's with every, even with the flower on recreational, it has to be grown within that state.
Correct.
You can't take the flower across state lines even.
No.
So you're not supposed to.
Right.
So
I love the fact that when you're leaving Chicago, and it's kind of wacky because it's after you've cleared security. They've got mailboxes that are leave your weed here, don't go on the plane with it. You've already cleared security. It's not like it's outside of the security area. It's once you're in the terminal where you're going to your gate.
There's a guy on the west side cleaning up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here you go. This is all that was there.
Right. So, I don't know that anybody hasn't broken. First of all, I haven't seen anybody deposit their leftover recreational weed in one of those mailboxes. So I don't know how successful they are, but they're there in spirit anyway. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the hemp industry pushes back on that, and at some point in time they recraft some of that, possibly. I mean, these are big agricultural states. These are, Midwest. These are the farmers.
And Barbara Jean, I have not, since marijuana has been legal, I have not had a job that required a drug test.
Right.
But how is that handled if it's a prescription? I don't know how they can do something against you unless you are absolutely baked out of your mind.
Right.
The day something happens and they do a test on you or something, you can't come to work that way, obviously. But marijuana stays in your system like 10 days, doesn't it?
3 or 4 at least. Yeah. Yeah.
Probably stays in my system,
Well, I think it's like fat soluble, so it may be in mine, being as I'm a little heftier than you, so I might even drag it out longer.
Trying to catch you though.
Yeah. All right, we'll go. Okay. Let's go someplace and eat good food.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So I don't know that, and it's tough to tell. The issue is now they're trying to figure out ways to determine impaired driving. It's a lot easier, it seems, to tell somebody who is driving under the influence of alcohol than necessarily under the influence of THC. And they're trying to figure out things that can do that. And they have ways to test. I know that there's police departments that have flashlights. So if there's even if you're doing a checkpoint, you'll roll down the window and they'll put the flashlight in the car. And the flashlight is a little bit more than a flashlight. It's got a sensor in it that can detect alcohol. I don't know if it's gotten to the point where they can detect THC. But I also know that there's been a couple of court cases recently where, and I think it went in Florida as well, that they can no longer pull you over or search you just for the aroma of marijuana in your car.
No, they
which
can't.
is a very pungent smell. And, I think there was a case within the last month or so that had something to do with that. So it's a whole new world on a lot of levels that people are still trying to find their way of what you can, what you can't do, what's safe, what's not safe. The bottom line is everybody says you can't, and when you go to we don't have recreational marijuana in Florida, so you don't see the plethora of products that are out there. You go to California, Massachusetts, Illinois.
We have a restriction of 10 milligrams per unit also.
Right.
On and a lot of the other ones don't have that. Like you can buy a brownie that's like 50 milligrams in Las Vegas or something.
No doubt.
But here it's 10 milligrams, like basically per unit. Like one gummy's
right.
The maximum one gummy is 10 milligrams here. So it's not like you couldn't take 5 of them and still get the same results. But I mean,
I've seen people eat 50 milligram gummies, and I'm going, how the hell are you still standing?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, even I don't even go close to that.
I would become like a slug on the ground.
Yep. But it's interesting because the state of Florida controls the amount of THC in the flower, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas other states, the flower and the other products are much stronger. Illinois, California, Colorado, Massachusetts. Their over-the-counter recreational products have greater and stronger THC than Florida, which has their thumb on the scale, as I say.
That's the difference of the recreational to the medical.
Correct.
I'm assuming too, because Arizona and Michigan are both recreational, and Arizona and the difference in the sales per pound is huge. Michigan's much more restricted. It's harder to get a license than it is in Arizona, and so it's almost twice as much per pound as it is in Arizona.
Right.
So it's so fluctuated.
Right.
I mean, at some point, I see it being nationwide.
Look, President Trump doesn't have an objection to it to his last remarks on it most recently. But I find it interesting that being a medical-only state, that they would truncate the amount of THC and the healing properties or alleged healing properties of it, because I think there's people that can use a stronger dose, or they're going to have to double up.
They'll have to double down.
Right, exactly.
And it is the way the prescription is you medicate yourself.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You know what's best for you. You medicate yourself. Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Right. Your prescription will give you your prescribed amount in a time period that you can get 2.5 ounces of flour in 31 days.
It's a money grab for the government too. Because I mean, you to keep your license, it's like $150 every 7 months or something like that.
Yeah, and then you got to get your prescription refilled, and those doctors are making a fortune.
Yeah.
But it's interesting in the fact that in Florida, it's medicinal, nothing's colorful, everything is in a generic packaging and things of that nature. You go to a recreational state, and it's all sorts of colors, and they have Rice Krispie treats, and they have candy bars, and they have brightly colored packages, and you can get lozenges, and that's the problem. And I don't disagree that it becomes attractive for children, and it can be mistaken if you have it in the household. The kid sees that and might think that it's a candy or something applicable to them, and it's not.
And I like the chocolate, so we're very cautious of that. All right, and Kenny said, can't wait till it's recreational. Going to have a fence line.
Weed trees. Got to grow them tall, Kenny. Got to grow them tall. I've seen 6, 7, 8 foot marijuana plants, and they are fragrant.
But some states like Maine, they say you can grow it,
right?
But you can only have 4 plants,
right?
It's recreational, but you can only have 4 plants.
Well, if you cultivate well, you can get a lot of ounces off of 4 plants. But, take my word for it. I've seen it in action. My green thumb isn't that good, but I have a friend who's a gentleman farmer. He had 6 plants. He didn't know what to do with the weed he had. He had grown so much that he couldn't do anything.
And Kenny, mine's $140 every month. So you got a good doctor is only $90 every 7 months.
I'm gonna have to find his though. I like my guy because we chat, but even still, but I had another. Oh yeah, I mean and
I don't even use it.
Right, I can get 1,400 milligrams of edibles on my prescription. It's 100 milligrams per package.
Yeah,
that's 140 packages in that time frame.
Yeah.
If I ate 140 packages of 10 milligram gummies,
there's people that do it though.
Well, I mean, first of all, let's not get ahead of ourselves and say that there are people that need this, or it affects their quality of life in a very positive way. So I think it's helpful that way. It's an outgrowth of the CBD, which is therapeutic. The THC is allegedly therapeutic. I've had instances where it really has helped me. So we'll see. I expect there'll be pushback going forward from the agricultural industry on the new hemp regulations. And when they start losing 300,000 jobs, and don't forget, this is something that's taxed. It's taxable revenue. No,
that's what I'm saying. It is a great revenue source for the government if it's done properly. And I'm okay with the way Florida is right now. I know people want it to be full recreational everywhere, but
make Disneyland a lot more fun
for my needs.
Right. Yeah, my needs are met as well. Not a problem.
My needs are met under the current condition.
Though they are trying though. There's another petition effort out there, and the same people that pushed the other one and missed by 0.5%, because to change something in Florida, it's a high threshold. It's I think it's the second or third highest threshold in the country for a public referendum to change something in the state constitution. We need over 60%. And the funny thing is when they voted on that,
we got to 56 or something like that.
I think we got closer to 59.
50. Oh, really?
No, we were right on the cusp. And they're out there doing the petition again, but they've also changed the rules that now the fines for putting in an illegal petition or not having the right person collect your petitions is exorbitant. So they're trying to do everything to slow play the collection of the petitions because they want it on the ballot in 26. So we'll see what happens. And then the Supreme Court gets in on the wording of the resolution, and that becomes something where they parse every word and go back and forth on that.
Well, and I think the opposing side attacked where you could buy it, and those are part of the reasons why it didn't pass, and who could grow it, and all these things where it wasn't fully recreational. There were some restrictions in there, and they were able to grab it and say here, and their campaign was better than the ones that were pushing for it.
Right.
So, well, not better because it got 59, but it was just strong enough. And Barbara Jean, I'm with you. I'll do bin 39.
There you go.
Because Lenny's seen me when I've had weed, and I'm narcoleptic. I'm out.
You are a puddle. I say that with all the love in my heart. You're a puddle.
I'm out. I'm just out. I need to take it. I'm asleep. So
yeah,
I'm definitely a lightweight when it comes to that. But with bourbon, I can hold my own.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah, which is not even better for you. Trust me.
It's definitely not better for me.
Yeah, the alcohol is more damaging to your body as of any science that is contemporary now, and that could change with more research. Right. But the other stuff isn't as bad for you physically as the alcohol.
Yeah. And if you guys were noticing earlier, and I was making some faces and stuff like that, I had a peanut stuck underneath my plate, and I was over here on, I was making all these faces over here. I wasn't having a stroke.
That's good.
Lenny was probably
that's on toast.
Lenny was probably looking at me like, "What are you doing?" So it's been dislodged. So now you get stuck with this mug the rest of the way. All right. Do we want to get to poverty levels by state?
If you'd like to, we can. I have per capita income. You can do poverty, and I can do per capita income.
Okay. I'm going to get to this chart that I found that I found interesting. And that was my populations by state. Decided that one was too boring. When everything flip-flopped. There you go. All right. Poverty by state, and this is percentages below the poverty level. All right. And do you have an idea, looking at your chart, what do you think is the number 1 and number 2 poverty levels? And they are at 18.9% below poverty level and 18.5% below poverty level.
States?
Yeah, the states are.
I'm going to work off my list here because the states with the lowest personal income is Mississippi, where it's $39,000 a year, and West Virginia is $42,000 a year. So I'm going with those two states.
Okay. Believe it or not, but by percentage, because there's that discrepancy there. Okay. The percentage is a little off of the revenue, but Mississippi ranks number 3.
Okay.
And over here, what'd you say, West Virginia?
West Virginia is second for personal income.
And it looks like West Virginia ranks number 6. Okay. Just as poverty level, and West Virginia is at 15.3. Mississippi was at 17.3 below the poverty level.
See, those states are kind of interesting because West Virginia, you have all that coal money and all that energy money there. And you got some very affluent areas, plus a couple of good school, college towns. But the rest of it is Appalachia, and you got your hollows and your, your dells and your valleys and stuff. What about Alabama?
Alabama is at 14.6. So they're a blue collar working class. So they're the poverty level might not be. What did you have as the average income?
$44,000 a year per capita. Yeah,
probably in that state, the poverty level would be 24,000. Right. So they probably have a lot of people at that same level. But it's still a high number. 14.6 below the poverty level is a high number. The highest poverty level by percentage, and this is by percentage, is Louisiana at 18.9.
And it's interesting because they're not one of the top. They're not one of the 10 states with the lowest per capita income.
Yeah, and then the other one, and
I'm sorry, you had Mississippi where?
Mississippi was ranked third.
Okay, because this has Mississippi as the nation's highest poverty rate of 19.6. So it might be a different metric that they're using.
Okay, maybe. So, they have it at 17.3. And then New Mexico was the other one, and I'm wondering if that has to do because they have so much reservations,
right.
Native American,
tribal space.
All right, the one I found interesting. Florida is a very wealthy state, but its poverty level was almost on the higher range. It was at 12.5. And I thought it would be way lower than that. And then as I started to do some reading and stuff like that, how many seniors are surviving below the poverty level? Like they're below the poverty level, but they have everything paid for.
Okay.
So their quality of life might be better than someone making $60,000. And that's why this gauge is off a little bit.
Yeah, and it changes every year as well because they just released the COLA for Social Security and it's 2-point-something%. It's not one of those magic 18% increase in your Social Security this year. Thank you, COVID. So it's under 3%, I believe.
Which should that's about
it's based on inflation. But they also raised your contribution to Medicare. So I think that most
it's a net
people,
loss.
Yeah, I believe so. I think, if my Social Security is going up $25, my Medicare is going up, $175. So I'm not winning in that one, and I'm paying more for my medical insurance.
Not to be too personal, but at what age did you decide to take your Social Security?
I think I did it I think my sweet spot was 67, and I did it at 66 and a half because I was getting impatient, and then you start doing the math. If I take it now, I'll get this money now. And if I wait until 70, then, I'm losing 5 years of money.
You're not going to catch up until you're in your late 70s to catch up with the gap of your extra earning compared to the money you left on the table.
Right.
So you're betting on you living a long time.
Well, I like to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Wager wire's coming up. So
there we go. Hey, I got the winning letters. Actually, I have probably the worst lottery numbers in tarnation.
I didn't even look.
My numbers don't come up.
Yeah.
I'll get one, occasionally two, and that's like once a month. So I really have to go, and and it's birth dates and things like that. So I would be bailing on my family and our family history if I start picking random numbers that may actually get picked. So it's tough. And I've got a plan of such good things we can do with all that money.
Oh, there's so many good things.
Oh, absolutely.
So many good things.
Well, now I don't have to buy marine land for you, so that's okay.
No, it was saved by a local group, and thank you guys for doing that.
Right, appreciated.
So
absolutely.
Very, very much appreciated.
Amanda, she says, yay.
Yep. So what was the highest earning?
District of Columbia, believe it or not, has the per capita income of $84,538.
But it has zero rural, and normally city salaries are higher. So I don't know if I can count that. What was the state that had?
Connecticut at $79,000, Massachusetts at $75,000, New York at $71,500, New Jersey, the forgotten state that is on the top of many lists, is $71,000. California's a mere $66,000, but they have all that farmland.
But that's what I'm saying. They got a lot of rural area and come
back to Maryland with all the chicken farms. You got $65,000.
Yeah, I would consider the denser states.
Right.
Probably.
Well, that's the District of Columbia because there's nothing there that's not a house. Right. So yeah, it's interesting. And on the other end, you've got Mississippi, West Virginia, Alabama, Kentucky, Arkansas, South Carolina, Idaho, Arizona, and North Carolina.
Yeah.
Which is interesting for North Carolina. I mean, I don't know how many tobacco farms are still there. I guess there probably are because people are still smoking cigarettes and you got to grow tobacco. But it's interesting, how that spreads out. And then there's those states in the middle that we aren't on either list.
Yeah.
So.
And Kenny, Florida's the third most populated state. So I would say we still outnumber our tourists. Even though it doesn't feel that way in any way, shape, or form at times. So,
right.
And yeah, cause go to Palatka and see how many tourists are there.
Yeah. But if we ever become recreational, think how much more fun Disneyland and Universal are going to be.
Yeah, those roller coasters are going to be. Space Mountain would be a lot faster.
Ooh, yeah, and it's only a 2.5 minute ride.
Well, and the thing is if you take all the lights out of Space Mountain, it's probably a pretty boring ride.
Yeah. Well, I had a problem with it because we did Space Mountain years and years ago, and the guy said, "All right, fine. Oh, you're wearing glasses? Put your glasses in your sock." And I'm going, now I can't see anything.
Yeah.
In the dark, no less.
Yeah. So, all right, Wager Wire. It is time for Wager Wire. Last week, our parlay picks.
Poop.
We hit 2 out of 3. Lenny had to bring in cookies.
Yep.
So Lenny is the purchaser of this week's parlay. And Lenny, because you
what sport are we doing?
Oh, I mean, it can be any of them, but it has to be today. So
it has to be today's bet.
Yeah, because we got to be able to announce tomorrow on who did what. I can tell you, mine is NBA.
Okay,
I'm going to NBA, and I'm going to a guy who has more scoring titles than anyone else active right now. All right.
Okay.
And I'm going with Durant tonight.
Okay. Kevin?
Over 26.5. Okay. So that's my selection for tonight is KD over 26.5 and with the Rockets. Blake, are you prepared? Because Lenny is scrolling through.
I'm looking at college basketball for the fun of it.
Oh, okay. You're going to go with Stetson? Blake, what do you have?
I'm thinking about Mount St. Mary's in Maryland.
We talked about this before the show, and neither one of you are prepared.
Well, fine. Let's see what my Knicks are doing.
You guys can say what you want, but we talked about it and said, you guys ready for your... And you both said, yeah. And listen to the silence right now, guys. This is silence from the two.
All right.
There's sawdust burning in this room right now.
All right.
Blake is ready.
All right,
how are the Mavericks playing this season?
They're terrible.
Good. I'm gonna go with a combo though with actually the next game though because I'm actually gonna go with go under Karl Anthony Towns combined points, assists, rebounds of 39.5. I'm going to go under that.
Can you make it harder on Lenny to make this bet?
Yes.
What the?
So you're doing rebounds and I'd have to put that in as two things.
He's a combination.
No,
if you scroll over,
you have to scroll all the way over
stop,
to go to combo.
Go ahead.
Touching, stop.
Yeah.
And it's under specials, right?
Okay, that specials is over there.
Game specials, is that what it is?
Yes.
There's your combos.
No,
that's not it.
Now here's the thing though. I'm trying to put in the Kevin Garnett thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, never mind. They just got it in. Looks like there's no Rockets players on here right now. They took out the Rockets players, so so there might be concern that someone might not be playing.
Well, I got my bet in earlier, so I can tell you it was there earlier. So Blake, you just totally threw a fly in the ointment on Lenny.
Yes, I did.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out how to put that bet in.
Okay.
So,
all right, we'll stick with that bet, but
should I go and burn myself twice on the same hot stove?
Yeah, go ahead. Put your hand back on it.
All right.
John Starks is my guy that I did that with all the time.
There you go. So I'll take Karl Anthony Towns and over 23.5 points.
Yeah. What do you mean? It just popped right up, Blake.
No, like hold on.
It popped right up immediately.
Hold on. Okay, never mind. 26.5. Okay, it just popped back up on here.
Okay.
So, ooh.
And who does Kevin Durant work for?
He's with the Rockets.
That'd be Houston.
Yeah, it's one of the should be one of the top ones up there.
Hornets and the Pacers. I don't know who that basketball is. The 76ers.
It looks like the Hawks.
So, Lenny, you're gonna go with Karl Anthony Towns over 23.5 points.
Yeah.
Even though I'm going with under combined 39.5 points plus assists plus rebounds.
Well, you're gonna be in trouble if you're the one who burns us. This
Rebounds.
That's provided I can even find
so
that.
So he's playing the rebound. That should make the point numbers go up quite a bit.
I would think.
But it also makes our chances of winning go down quite a bit.
Oh, the Rockets are there. Okay.
But the fact that we don't have your bet in, Blake, I think we might have to make you go with another one.
All right. So you got Durant over 26.5.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So actually turns out you can't do that one. So
so give us something else.
Give us a bet then.
I'm gonna go with Nikola Jokic over 12.5 rebounds.
I got to find out where he works.
He's with the Nuggets. He's with the Nuggets. As you can tell, Lenny's basketball
I am not a basketball fan, boys and girls.
So strong.
All right, so now let me get out of this and go.
So
to Denver.
let's get into football,
please. Something I know about.
Do we want to start with college, or do we want to go with the pros?
College got all shooken up now.
Yeah.
Denver. That would
all right.
be the Jays.
For Bobby, Florida State is at NC State, and Florida State is favored by 4.5. Florida State is notoriously terrible at NC State, but NC State's not very strong.
What does Bobby have to say about that?
Well, I am currently not in the comments with Bobby because I'm on my phone there.
Same thing with me.
So, so I don't know about that bet at all. Oklahoma is 7.5 over Missouri. Miami is giving up 18.5 on the road at Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech just hired a new coach.
Yeah.
So they'll have some serious enthusiasm. And Blake, just quickly, you're taking Jokic and doing what?
Jokic over 12.5 rebounds.
So you got to go.
1 points. Yeah. Over 12.5. Okay, fine.
There you go. You got it. And yours comes up different than mine. All right. Here's the wild one that I don't even understand them having on the board. All right. Georgia, the Bulldogs, are playing the powerhouse of Charlotte.
The Hornets.
Okay? No, not the Hornets. University of Charlotte.
Okay.
All right. Take a guess, without looking, guys. Take a guess what that line is.
46.
Blake?
34.5.
43.5. So your 46 was really close.
Yep.
I don't even understand why they'd have that on the board.
They put them all up, but this time of the season, you don't expect to see spreads like that because you don't expect to see teams that are competitive teams playing cream puffs this late into the season.
That's a
first
check.
2 weeks of the season.
That's a check for Charlotte. That's one that like the AD of Georgia's friends with the AD of. I mean, there's a connection there somewhere.
All right, so let's come back and finish this up. We're doing $20 on Karl Anthony Towns over 23.5, Kevin Durant over 26.5, and the Joker over 12.5 rebounds.
Yes.
Yep, that is correct.
$20 bet will generate $135.10. I am putting it in now.
Yeah.
Bingo. We have bet it. Oh, wait. Doesn't even know where the hell I am. Oh, I know.
So and whoever loses has to buy dessert, and the winner, it goes into the family fund.
Cool.
Work for everybody?
Work.
So, all right. Any more conversations? The big game to me for us here is Tennessee is favored by 4.5 at the Swamp. I don't think Tennessee's that great, but
we know Florida
is like Jekyll and Hyde. They'll play a great game and then play a horrible game. So that's kind of a trap game. And so to me, it's not a good week in college football. Used to be Penn State and Nebraska used to be a good game. Neither one of those teams are very good. This is a big game for the ACC. Pittsburgh is on the road at Georgia Tech, and that game actually plays a factor in the playoffs.
Okay. Because
if Pittsburgh wins, that opens the door. If they beat Georgia Tech, I think that opens the door for Miami to possibly make it into the ACC championship game.
The whole thing last weekend scrambled all the playoff pictures. Alabama losing didn't help them. So now, other than Georgia, who's number one now? I don't even remember who the hell's number one anymore.
Oh, Ohio State.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
nobody's staying with them.
Yeah, they're at a different level right now, I believe. And they're favored by like 35 against like Rutgers or somebody like that. Mm-hmm. There's a decent game, USC on the West Coast, USC and Oregon. That one can have some playoff implications to it. Arkansas is playing Texas. Texas should win that game. But you just never know in college football. You just don't know. And I'm trying to see if any other ranked teams are playing against each other. I'm not seeing any where two teams are ranked at the same time. Yeah. Ohio State's 31.5 over Rutgers. So yeah. So and then like next week the games should get a little bit better. You start getting into rivalries and stuff like that, or the week after that. It's kind of 2 weeks away because next week's also kind of
right.
All right, pros.
Okay.
To the pros. Let's get to the pros.
Football,
this is the football we know a little bit about.
Mm-hmm.
There's some pretty decent games this week. There's some divisional games. Dallas and Philadelphia. To me, Philadelphia is on its way up, and Dallas is just being Dallas.
Yeah.
They're okay.
Well,
they're just a team that's always okay.
Well, Dak threw for 4 touchdowns, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, he's playing well.
And who is that against?
Nobody.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think it's the Raiders, as a matter of fact.
The Raiders.
Yeah. So I mean,
don't pick on my Raiders. I'll bring my helmet back.
Everything's who you're playing against at this point, and I think Philadelphia is really kind of finding their stride and like saying, "Hey, we still are a force in the NFC."
However, for the first time in a long time, Detroit stopped them on 3 tush pushes.
Oh yeah.
Now none of them were at the goal line. They were all for a first down on a 4th down or a 3rd down.
Yeah.
And they beat them on them 2 or 3 times. So that was novel.
I mean, Detroit has the Giants at home.
Right.
The Giants are not good.
No.
They're just not good.
And
Detroit's offense is great.
Not last week, however.
Their defense is, well, they ran into a buzz
Philadelphia pummeled them last week.
The defense of Philadelphia is, I mean, like I said,
Philadelphia.
I think Philadelphia right now is the best team in the NFL. What I'm seeing.
Yet the defense won the game for them because their offense didn't play that well either.
Agreed.
Barkley didn't run well. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith were worth nothing. It was a weird game for them. It really was, Philadelphia.
Yeah, my player prop of the week is Derrick Henry over 84.5. I see them getting a big lead and just feeding the bear. And just feeding the bear and feeding the bear
against the Jets,
he's going to break one open, for 50 yards, and he'll get his 84 fairly easy, and it'll probably happen. He's going to have like 20 going into halftime, and then he'll throw up like a 90 in the second half.
Right, so, which he usually does.
When they start feeding that, King Henry, he usually handles business and keeps the clock running and protects I don't know of a better running back in the history of the game that protects a lead better than him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he just gives you great yardage every single time in the second half, and that team's built for him.
Right.
So, he's second half runner without a doubt. So, Blake, can you Google what his
plus
first
is only minus 155? So it's not a big money maker.
But it's still a money maker.
That's why you do well and I don't, because I go for the big hits and you look, betting 10 to win 15 never excites me.
You look at the pluses and I look at the making green.
Yep.
Like, can you Google for his career, and I don't know how you can do this, Derrick Henry's yardage in the first half compared to Derrick Henry's yardage in the second half?
Ask AI, he'll do it.
Yeah. Blake can make that happen quicker than us.
Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't saying for us to do it. I was saying for Blake to do it.
All right, the other guy who's kind of starting to feel his oats is Taylor's boyfriend.
Kelsey?
Yeah. He's starting.
He dropped a couple last week, but yeah.
Yeah, but he still had numbers. Because
he's amazing.
Yeah, he still had numbers. I mean, he the ones he dropped, there was one that he really should have caught, but the other ones were a little challenging. They were contested. But there was one that he just looked downfield and looked away from the ball. But he seems to be the target, and I don't know how healthy their running back is.
They're having a problem. Hunt is fine. Pacheco's out. He might be coming back this week, but he's been hurt for 2 weeks. Kareem Hunt is there, but he's a goal line back. I mean, he used to be the speed back, and he was a lot more versatile. But then you got guys like poor Travis Etienne, who keeps putting up numbers, and yeah, I think they need to throw the ball to him in the flat a little bit more and give him a little bit of room to run, because once he gets going,
get him out in space.
Right. Yep.
Get him out in space.
Absolutely.
All right. Sorry. So
careful back right there. Don't hurt yourself.
I'm trying my best. So I couldn't find actual like full career stats of first half, second half stuff. But his best, but going to individual years, like let's say his best year, 2020. His first half was 951 yards, averaging 5 yards per carry. Second half of games was 1,029 yards, averaging 5.6 yards per game.
That's not that big of a discrepancy. What do you have last year's stats?
2024.
That you can break it down to first half and second half? Because it seemed like it was last year, since he's been with the Ravens.
Right.
Okay.
It's been more of a I'll wear you down because I'm he's physically in better shape than everybody.
Right. His conditioning is what makes him as dangerous a football player as he is, because as everybody in defense in particular are getting tired in the second half and the fourth quarter,
he's not.
He doesn't miss a beat.
He's not. All right, Blake, what do you got in last year's numbers?
All right, so last year on 146 attempts, he had 740 rushing yards, averaging 5.1, I believe, with 8 touchdowns. Second half, 175 attempts, 1,119 yards, averaging 6.4 yards per attempt, also with 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, so he was a yard and a half better in the second half than he was in the first half last year. I mean, that's in averaging 6 yards. What was he, 6.1?
Yes.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I mean, just give it to him every time. He just moves the chains and eats the clock. So, and I think they're a team that's going to be scary at the end. I know Blake doesn't like hearing that. So, because that's the team you guys fear the most, right?
Let's not talk about the Ravens.
Okay. Yeah. He said enough with that. So, so what do you got going there?
I just put a 3-way parlay on Baltimore with, and I guess they gave me a free bonus bet. So my $2 will get me $15. How do you like that?
There you go.
80 yards for Zay Flowers. Derrick Henry to get 2 receptions, which is fine because he did that for me last week.
Okay.
And Zay Flowers to get 6 receptions.
Okay. He
did not have a great game last week, neither did Lamar as far as passing was concerned. But again, they're playing me. So if they can't do that, we got some serious issues. And the Jets gave away their entire defense. Their defensive front line, their cornerbacks.
Well, I'm a little upset with you for betting Derrick Henry because I know your luck, and you just jumped him on
No.
guys.
He's my starting running back in my fantasy football league. I support Derrick Henry 100%.
I probably should have known that going in.
No, he's fine. He's fine. He's gotten me over 100 yards the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, any predictions this weekend that you think? What do you think is the game to stay away from?
Well, with the spread, you kind of like Tennessee, but I think Seattle's going to come back as well because I think that though a lot of people are thinking Sam Darnold is overrated. Jacoby Brissett is playing very well in Arizona, and Trey McBride is making people forget all about Brock Bowers. The Jags are playing in the desert heat of Arizona, so the heat won't phase them.
One of the best tight ends in the league.
Yes, absolutely, no doubt about it.
I have him in my top 3 as far as tight ends.
Absolutely, and Jacoby Brissett is feeding him.
Yeah, I have him, Kittle, and I still got Kelsey there. And I like the kid from the tight end from Pittsburgh. He is fun to watch.
Primus?
He's like 305.
Oh, Darnell Washington.
Washington.
Okay.
Have you seen this guy?
No, but they've got a pet ends falling out of the air.
He's like 305.
Wow.
And hurdled a guy last week.
Really?
Did you see that play, Blake?
Yes, I did.
It was incredible.
Okay.
This kid is. They wanted to make him an offensive lineman, and Aaron Rodgers said, "No, you're not taking him from me." And this kid is. I don't know if there's a better athlete that's over 300 pounds in the country.
Now, but I was still impressed by. I'm trying to remember who he was when he played for the Patriots and nose tackle on the Patriots.
Wilford.
Yep.
Yeah, he could dunk a basketball, and he was like 380,
and he would just shake down the field. And his reflexes and his responses were so quick, you couldn't understand a big man could move that fast.
They said he was like a great table tennis player too.
Really?
So they said, like, if you asked the Patriots who the best athlete on the team, and he went, where did he go to school, Blake?
Which one?
Wilford?
Vince Wilfork?
Let me double check right for you.
No,
Come on. Oh, you know this one. Did you really have to ask me?
No, I just wanted you to have to look it up.
But our audience wants to know.
Yeah. Where is that?
University of Miami.
Where?
The U.
The U.
Okay. The game that's going to be interesting is the Raiders are laying 3.5 points at home against Cleveland, starting the most recently robbed athlete, and I mean that literally, Shador Sanders. His house was robbed over $200,000 while he was playing on Sunday.
While he was on the road.
Yep.
And that's happening so much with these guys.
Yep.
So get a good security system, guys. They know where you're at.
Had cameras.
They know where you're at.
So,
yeah. All right, the game I say stay away from is Green Bay. I'm still not I don't think Love is as good as his hype. And
he's, in all fairness, he's had a revolving core of receivers hurt. His entire receiving core have been in and out. They've been on IR. They've been hurt. They've been coming back in. He's got 5 or 6 receivers, and I don't think his starters have played the entire season. I mean, they've come in, they've come out. Dubes, the other couple of guys.
Yeah, but see, if he's great, if you think of the greats, Marino had 2 guys that were 5'7".
Smurfs.
Yeah, the Smurfs.
That was Washington, but yeah.
The Smurfs. Elway didn't have an all-pro wide receiver. I think Ricky Nattiel might have made it once, but he didn't have really an all-pro until they won some Super Bowls. What was the guy's name? The number 80.
Well, they also had Terrell Davis and Shannon Sharp helping him out.
Well, Shannon Sharp
could catch everything.
Shannon Sharp was, I think he was actually better later in his career. So I think he struggled early in his career. But I can't think of, they had an all-pro later, and that's when Elway, but early on in Elway's career, he didn't have
Rod Smith?
Rod Smith. So, and that's who was on the team in 97, 98. Is that when they won?
Yeah, and then also Ed McCaffrey as well. He had some 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
When he came over from the Giants,
Yeah, how'd he do there?
With the Giants?
Yeah.
Actually, he did well for the Giants.
He did
well for the Giants.
He actually started his career with the Giants, and then he left for San Francisco. Then he left for the Broncos.
Right, and is he Ladd's father?
No, that's Christian's father.
Christian McCaffrey.
Oh,
from San Francisco.
You're thinking about Ladd McConkey,
right? Oh, yeah. No, I'm thinking of Phil McConkey, who played for the Giants. Yeah, not the other guy that we were just talking about.
Yeah, but what my thing is great quarterbacks make great receivers, not the other way around. In my opinion. And,
your second, third, or fourth string receiver, and, the 2 guys in front of you go out, and you've got an all-star quarterback throwing to you, you want to catch those passes because that can help you make your career and keep you in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Great quarterbacks make great receivers. Great receivers don't make great quarterbacks. It works only in one direction. So, I think we're at the end, guys.
Yeah, we got more to do today.
We're at the end. We got to get to trivia night, and hopefully you like our picks. We'll see how we do. We'll let you know tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow where we're at. And can Lenny go 2 weeks in a row? Because we really enjoyed our desserts.
You cursing me already?
Well, I
KAT, come home, baby. Come home.
I was the only one with the decisive one, so I'm probably the one that's going to bite the dust this week.
All right. Well, that's 23.5. Look, I'm asking him for 2 more points than I needed last week.
Okay.
And he was miserable in the first half, and he ended up closing.
What did he do the next day?
Yeah, 31 points.
Yeah.
So
all right, guys, thank you so much. This is Politics this evening. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Bye.